I am live today, and today is my Sabbath. Today is Saturday, and I am more than happy to have a discussion about Sabbath if you guys want to. But yesterday I was asked to talk about social media. Yesterday, Harry Fenney asked a question. The question was, is social media the most dangerous tool to humanity? Is social media the most negative tool to humanity? That was the question that Harry Finney asked me. I'm going to ask a similar question. Yes, we will answer that question. But the question that I'm going to talk about and answer today is social media a net negative? Is social media a net negative? That is the question we have for today. Social media was a mistake. When the internet was created in the current form that it is right now, in terms of having the World Wide Web to be interconnected like it is, when the emergence of social media was first conceived, we did not know of the effects that this would have on young girls and young boys. Social media, I believe, is a net negative to society. Social media, I believe personally, is not a net positive to society. By the way, I am trying to get to 200 subscribers by Christmas, so please subscribe and we can get to 200 subscribers by Christmas. Okay, I have one voter saying that yes, social media is a net negative. Perfect. Oh, I have Sada saying hello, I'm watching you. Hello, hello. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Today we are talking about social media. Guys, I'm trying to get to 200 subscribers. Please subscribe, and this is your free gift to me. A comment saying Goku. Yep. So, social media has been the most negative thing that has happened to society. Social media has caused the death of many young people and many older people. Social media is probably one of the most dangerous things out there. And this is why I'm going to say this. If you are a parent, try your best to not allow your children to have access to social media. Hello, why, bro? I'll tell you why, bro. Social media is giving your children or young people access to the world. When you give but the other thing you don't think about is you are giving the world access to your children or to you. The world has access to you, which means that I'm not telling lies. It's true. The world is now in your house. The world is now on your phone. What does that mean? If you are a person that suffers with self-image and you have social media and you are trying to put positivity out in the world, because you now have access to the entire world through social media, your self-image, because it's already low, will become lower. Why? Because now you start comparing yourself to other people. People don't post the reality of their lives on social media. They do not. People post the best things about their lives on social media. This is why I'm saying social media is a net negative. What you will often find is because people only post the positive things about their lives and the negative things they stay quiet about, is that all you will see is people succeeding on social media. Yes, I am on technology right now. What I'm talking about is net. There are some good things about social media and some bad things. But what I'm saying is, if we compare the good and the bad, which side weighs more? And right now, I would say it's more negative than positive. I am correct. Social media has caused more harm to young people than anything else, in my opinion. It has. Social media does not improve the quality of life for young people generally. Like, we have this idea that if we restrict access to social media for young people, they are going to struggle to make friends. They will feel left out. They will feel like they're not engaging with people. Ask yourself this question. This planet has been here for how long, right? Social media was made in the last 25 years, right? Kids before then were able to survive just all right. I have a few comments saying, so TV is bad as well. Yes, it is. You're on social media whilst trying to stop social media. Get lost, dude. I know I am on social media. I am not trying to stop social media. I am saying that looking at the pros and the cons as a net, there are some benefits, there are some positives. Yes, I am on social media. I am talking to you guys on social media. But as a whole, if we look at it holistically, social media is a net negative. It is. And yes, I am talking to you on social media. And I get that it seems hypocritical of me to be like, okay, it's negative. I'm not saying don't use it. If you hear me correct, I am saying that you should. I'm not saying you personally should not use social media. No. What I'm saying is that there are negatives to social media that you have to consider and you have to really think about to say, if we look at a whole, has social media improved the lives of people? Yes, it has. It's improved the lives of certain people. Because you can have jobs through social media. You are able to reach a wider group of people through social media. You are able to have a community on social media. I get that. Let me move the poll to the corner of the screen. I think you guys are getting annoyed with the poll. There we go. Is that better? It's now the corner of the screen, right? There we go. If you're so... Let me finish, right? As you've said, Harold. So social media has got some positives. It's good for society in terms of you can make friends, you can communicate with people, you can communicate cheaper, because if you call people, it costs money. Using social media is a lot cheaper. You are able to make money on social media. You are able to make communities. You are able to find old friends on social media. But the danger I am talking about is the effect it has on children. Social media is bad for children. If you are a child, it is. It is bad for children. Why? If you look at it only in the elements of you're able to talk to your friends and you're able to make new friends, then you will perceive it as in positive, right? What I am talking about is net as a whole. In some areas, it's good to have social media. Let me tell you why it's a net negative. Children are malleable, right? Children, their brains are not yet fully developed until they get older. What that means is that they are easily susceptible to peer pressure, right? Bullying is more rampant than ever through social media because it's crossed the barrier of location. Previously, bullying would be based upon where you live, right? If you go to a school and you get bullied, you can move school to stop the bullying, right? That's an option. But now with social media, bullying goes cross continents, cross location. If somebody is bullied in a school and they get bullied in social media, that gets spread around every school. That gets spread around to everybody. So you can't escape. You can't move house to go to a new place and you've escaped the bullying you're getting. I got a few comments saying children should be outside playing like when I was a child. I agree. Boiling frog. My mind is fine. You can make a new account. Okay, listen to me, guys. I'm not saying that you have had a bad experience and you personally that it's bad for everybody. No, I am saying if we look at the disadvantages of it, even if you don't see them, they are real and we need to consider them. And if you ever in the future have children or you are a child, for example, listen to what I'm telling you. Don't let your children have social media. If you have a niece or a nephew or somebody young, try your best to allow them to not have social media. I know that you still do. I know that it's not hard to make an account. I will tell you about me. When I was younger, I made a Facebook account before the age of 16, right? Because all my friends already had one. Facebook was not asking me to verify my age. Can I ask you a question? If you think I'm lying, right? Why do social media accounts only allow you to make an account when you are 16 or older? Why? I know that you can bypass it by just lying about your age, but why do they say you have to be 16 years or older? Comment. I see you guys chatting. I see you, Carter. Let me know why. You don't know why. I'll tell you why. Social media companies are not stupid. They are excellent at understanding what makes people's brains work. The reason why they say 16 is because of the type of content that is found on social media and the effect that social media has on very young people. And yes, you legally have to do it. I agree. And if they had a choice, they would allow people below 16 to be on social media. Why? Because they know that once they get your attention, they will keep it. Social media companies are incentivized to advertise to you. So their incentive is to keep you on the platform for as long as possible, right? YouTube does this, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Their job is to keep you on the platform. They make money from advertising. So the more they can advertise to you, the more money they make, which means the incentive is to keep you on the platform, right? So the reason why they say 16 is because, as you have said, Harold, yes, they legally have to make the minimum age 16 years old, but also they understand the effects of it. Young girls, if we look at the effect of their image because of social media, image has changed. Ask yourself this question. Why are young girls, I'm going to talk about boys as well, why are young girls especially getting more depressed than they did ever before? Why do young people feel like they have to dress like adults? Where is this pressure coming from? Right? The pressure is coming from many areas, from their own family, from their friends at school, from what they watch on TV, and from social media. Right? Ask me a question. I'll ask you a question, Carter, by the way. Don't worry about that. I'll ask you a question. Why do you think young girls are getting more depressed and more self-conscious about their image? That's my question for you. Why do you think young girls, especially young girls, are getting more self-conscious about their image? Where do you think young girls get their beauty standards from? You asked me to ask you a question, Carter. So I'm going to ask you a question, Carter. I will talk about boys afterwards. Okay? I'm going to talk about suicidal rates, including men, boys, because they have increased. Okay, fine. I'll tell you why. Um, the reason why the beauty standards for young girls is the way it is based upon social media. Girls are looking towards social media to decide what beauty is. Beauty standards change all the time. If you're old enough to remember the standard 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you will know that the standard of beauty has changed. If we go back 40 years ago, the standard of beauty previously was somebody who was a bit bigger, right? That was a beauty standard. As we get into like 20, 15 years ago, the beauty standard changed to extremely skinny, to proper, very skinny, almost anorexic. That was a beauty standard. And now as we get towards the 2010s, 2020s, the beauty standards went into the Kendall Jenner, Kylie Jenner element of you have to have a very thin, unrealistic waist, very wide hips, and very big upper chest. The beauty standards for girls have changed. If you are a 10-year-old girl right now on social media looking at Instagram and all you see is that beauty standards, what will you look up to? When you see all your friends trying to emulate that beauty standards, and now when you post, because you are not getting that same reaction as the people who are posting all these extreme beauty standards, which are, by the way, unnatural and unrealistic, girls will think that is what normal is. Girls will think, I need to aim for that. And as they get older, they will try and aim for that beauty standard. You know I am right. I am speaking facts, and you know it. And if you're getting hurt in the comments, that's okay. It's because you need to understand that social media is a net negative. It is. It is hurting young girls, especially because it is changing the beauty standards. Because the beauty standards keeps on changing. Young girls are not supposed to be trying to look pretty for other people. They should be out there playing, having fun, going to school, studying, not looking at social media to see how many likes they got. No. Now, let me talk about boys, right? What do you think is causing young boys to be depressed, to be suicidal, and to be lonely in 2025? Comment down below. Why do you think young boys are the most depressed and the most loneliest in 2025? What do you think is causing the loneliness epidemic that we see? Guys, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 200 subscribers by Christmas. Young boys are becoming anxious, depressed, and lonely because of social media. Social media is a net negative for young boys because it is letting them make friends online and not letting them develop the skills that are needed to be a man, to be the kind of person that is able to make friends, to be sociable. Social media is not social. Social media is not social. It is anti-social. Social is when you're, I believe that to be social is to physically spend time with people, is to physically make the effort to maybe you start on social media, but you take that off the platform, right? Social media is a net negative for young boys because young boys are kind of forced to make friends online and not in person. They're not incentivized to be brave enough to go and say hi to people, to go and play outside, to go and make friendships in the real world. They're not incentivized at all. There's no incentive. If you are a young person, what incentive do you have to go outside and make friends? There is none. You can go on your PS5, play Black Ops, make friends online. If you're even younger, you can go on Roblox and play games and make friends online. There is no incentive. So when you're away from your family and Skype, that interaction is fake. No, this is, again, I am talking about net positive and net negative. There are benefits. I use social media every day. I am on social media. I love social media in terms of how I use it. But we have to look at the whole picture. Has social media been a positive effect for the entire world? I would go as far as saying no. I see benefits in it. I see a few guys saying bye-bye or thanks, Carter, for coming. Really appreciate it. How you use it, not everyone else. What I am talking about is net. Everybody uses social media. I am saying that the negative effects of social media make me think that it has not been a positive effect on the world. It has brought us all together. Yes, you can make money on it. Yes, you can talk to family. Yes, you can make friends with people. Yes, you can reach out to long lost loved ones. But I'm saying that the effect it has had on the mental health of young boys and young girls, the effect it has had on suicide rates, the effect that it has had on mental health, we have to be honest and say it has negatively impacted it. Yes, these things have been in play before social media was in place, right? We know that. But if we look at how it has rampantly increased, all the negativity, we have to be honest and say that social media has increased the way that females look at their beauty standards and feel like they are not good enough. It has made dating 10 times harder. It's a fact. It has made young men more depressed, more isolated. In Japan, it has increased the rates of what they call hakikomori. These are people that are, they call them recluse, secluded. So no, it is not negative to talk to your family, to call your mom on Skype, to call your brother, to call your, that is not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is, has it been, in terms of looking at the bigger picture, a net positive? The answer is no. Let's go at some comments. I know you guys are really not happy with what I'm saying. I have B for buy saying Lek swap. Okay. He is copying. Next comment. Look at the views and the likes. All right. Thank you. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm looking at the views. We have 23 votes. 57 of you guys are saying yes, social media is a net negative, and 43 are saying no, it is not a net negative. So most of you guys are saying with me it is a net negative. So sorry, Carter. Let's continue. Even adults don't be interacting with social media, engaging with random people anymore. Not just the young people. Okay, cool. When my mom Skypes me, I'm going to call her fake, and you negatively impacted me. Hey, you know what? That's not what I'm saying. If you listen to a word I have said today, I am not saying don't call your loved one on social media. What I am saying is we need to restrict the kind of social media access that young people have. So if they are going to have social media, we have to understand that, okay, it has had a negative impact on mental health, on suicide rates, also a negative impact on loneliness in both males and females. So when we give young people access to social media, we have to give them the access knowing the impact, which means we have to find a way to consider that and say, okay, I'm giving you access, but we're going to still make you go outside. We're going to still make you call your friends. We're going to still make you talk to people in real life. We're still going to make you do activities. That's what I'm talking about. 6-7 by Carter. Somebody saying Holly Yap from B4BY, so baby. Carter 676768. You're saying no, it's not a negative, it's a positive. I understand how it can be a positive. I actually understand how it can be a lifeline. For example, I am able to reach you guys right now because of social media. But I am not stupid enough to think that everybody that posts on YouTube is doing something good. Social media, I am going to describe it like a knife. I know this is going to be a crazy topic, like a knife. A chef will say, you know what? Knives are good. Knives have been able to help us cook better. You know what? We can give children knives to help them cook, right? It's important to have knives because it has made us cook better. We're able to cut things smaller. So knives are amazing. Whereas others will be like, well, knives have actually been negative because there have been crimes committed with knives. You know, you can easily buy knives. What I am talking about is something like that, to say, you know what? You can sit on both sides of the fence depending on your experience. But if for what, oh, thank you, Carter, for coming, and goodbye. But if we really think holistically and say, you know what has social media done to the mental health epidemic? We can definitely say for a fact that it has negatively affected the mental health of young people and older people, male and female. I don't care what gender, what sex, what religion. Social media has been a net negative. Yes, there have been positive elements, and I have personally used it positively, and I am trying to reach out to you guys and use it positively. So I am not saying don't use it. I am not saying stop using it. What I am saying is that we have to understand that there has been a negative impact, and that if you are able to have access to like a niece or a nephew, or you have children, understand that there is a negative impact on social media. And you know what? The longer you wait before you expose social media to young people, the better they are mentally, holistically mentally. I know that some people, you can be like, well, I'm mature at a young age, so I'm okay with it. And if you're a young person, I'm sure you're going to be in the comments fighting me saying, yeah, but I'm young and I think it's good. I get it. But if we look at the world in terms of the mental health epidemic that is in play right now, we have to say, what can we do as a society to put this in play? I have a feeling that there's going to be a change that will happen soon to social media. Before I say the change, I want to read your comments that Harold has put. You would say the same about guns. I agree with guns. You can say they're amazing or they're bad. I get it. We have to look at the whole picture. The whole picture is very clear. It's a net negative just for social media. Accountability looks after your children. Stop blaming others. Okay. We are on the same page, Harold. Do you like ex-binary heroes? No idea. No idea. Why do people own guns? That is a good question. I am based in the UK, and here we don't own guns. We're not allowed to. It's against the law unless you're part of a gun club and you've been vetted by the police directly. You can't own a gun in the UK. So that's a different question there. No, in America, why? People own guns in America because it's their First Amendment right, and they have the right to protect themselves and to bear arms. It is one of the amendments given by the founding fathers who escaped Christian persecution in the United Kingdom. So they went to America and they put laws in place like free speech, the right to bear arms and protect your family, because here in the UK, those laws are not in place. That's why. That's why. Is it good or is it bad? Is not the answer depends on has it been a net positive or a net negative. That is the question. Today I'm not talking about no why America why no why why do people own guns? For various reasons, to protect themselves and to cause harm to people as well. That's why they own guns. And also, they own guns because guns can be collectibles. They can be tools. They can be. It is a tool, pretty much. And how you use the tool depends on if it's a pro or a con. But we have to look at the holistic image of it. A right is not a must. I agree. We have certain rights in the world, and the rights are different based upon where you're from, right? I'm going to go away from the gun conversation because today we're talking about the social media conversation. In Australia, they already banned social media for under age 16s. This is what I was going to talk to you about. The UK is currently at the start of something that everybody hates, but is being enforced, right? Currently in the UK, to watch content that is 16 or older, you need to upload your identity online to be able to view any content that is 16 or older, right? Comments say nothing is happening, just hype, right? Okay, so the truth is this. The legislation that can be passed, that is not yet passed, is that they might make it so that if you are 16 or older, you need to also be able to verify your age to be on social media. I see a world. It might not be now, but if we are making the rules that for 16 plus content, you have to be able to prove your age to view that content, because the laws are that to access social media, you have to be 16 years plus. It might not be a stretch, like Australia, to say that the UK will put a mandate to say, prove your age before you can be on social media, because of the negative impacts of social media. That's true. That is true. I have a comment from Harold saying, no, name one country that survived without guns and the rights taken away. I can name 10. They failed. All right. Again, you are misunderstanding the conversation. This is not about the rights you have. This is not about what you can do. This is not about autonomy. What I'm talking about is the effect, right? You can have the right to do something, but that doesn't remove negative implications of it. What I'm talking about is we have this idea that social media has been this amazing thing, this positive thing. It has not caused any damage to anybody. What I am saying is, if we look at the damage it has done, the amount of lives lost because of it, I can safely say that even though I love the parts of social media that I engage with, as a whole, it has caused more damage than good. Yes, it brings people together, but the damage it has caused has been a lot. And there are ways to help mitigate it. I'm giving you solutions. No, you don't, but this is just up to the parents. It's not happening, just like in Australia. Yes, that's good, Harold. You can't take people's rights away to make you feel comfortable. Children under the 16 should be banned from social media. That's what H. Buster is saying. Harold is saying, I would be interested rather than social media talking about Nigeria. Why Nigeria? I'm not from Nigeria. So anyway, I am not talking about removing the rights from people. What I am talking about is that you have the right to access social media. Those rights are not going to be removed. I am not saying you should not be able to access social media. I am not saying that accessing social media is going to cause you a problem. What I am saying is, if we look at the consequences that have been in play by us having social media, the answer is, do the benefits outweigh the consequences? I am saying no. I am saying that if we look at the effect of social media, the consequences have been bad. I am going to now move the conversation into safeguarding. Social media has made safeguarding a lot harder. Harold, you are saying that it is up to the parents to safeguard children, right? But one thing has been happening, Harold and baby Yoda, that you might not have seen. Parents have stopped parenting. Yes, you are saying that it is a parent's responsibility to safeguard a child with social media. So it's a parent's duty to make sure that a child is still being responsible when they access social media. And yes, you have the right to have social media. But parents have stopped parenting. What does that mean? Okay, I understand. Okay, good. Parents are passing on their job onto educators, right? In the past, a parent's job was to teach and to train a child. And when they go to school, they were able to express themselves based upon how they've been trained from their parents. Now, what parents are doing, and yes, you're right, parents have become lazy. Parents are hoping that when their kids go to school, they will learn everything about the world. They will learn how to be safe online. They will learn about relationships. They will learn about sex, about money, about work. Parents have given their job to teachers. They've basically said, hey, it's your job to bring up my kid. I am going to say this. If I get hate, I don't care. As a parent, it is your duty to train up a child. Do not throw your responsibility onto educators. Because when you give birth to a child, right? Or when you are a parent, you are responsible for that child. You are. Which means that you have to train your kids. What parents do is when kids come from school, they throw an iPad at the kid and say, go watch YouTube and have fun. That is not parenting. Parenting is not all about giving children food, giving children clothes, giving children heating. No, that is not parenting. Parenting is about educating your children. It's about teaching your children. It's about spending time with them and teaching them about the world. You know, like, this is what I'm saying, social media is a net negative. Parents are relying on social media to train children. More cars on the road, yet they never educate children about road safety no more. I agree. Parents think that schools will educate kids on everything. Educate them on how to cross the road, stranger danger, about sexuality, about career, about how to study, about how to be nice, about bullying. They actually think that school teachers will teach children about this. This is a fact. Children learn from other children more than from teachers, right? So if you as a parent, or if you as a niece or a nephew or a godmother or a godfather are not doing your job, which is to educate your kids on how to behave, They are being taught by other people. You guys don't understand why I'm so passionate about this. I will tell you about when I was in school. Welcome back, Carter. I will tell you about when I was in school, what I saw. Yes, I am old now and I'm going gray, but this still applies today. When I was younger and when I was in school, we were taught about sexual education. The sexual education we're taught about is how to have safe sex. That's it. All we were taught when I was in school back in 2010 and 11, that shows my age, right? You weren't born in the UK. Good question. All that I was taught, this is in the UK, by the way. I was taught this in a UK secondary school. So if you're saying it's not in the UK, this is in the UK, right? I was told how to have safe sex, and that was a 1 hour discussion. And that's it. That, I would say, is not enough knowledge for a child to be only taught about how to have sex. I can't even speak. If you teach a child how to have safe sex, you are not teaching them what sex is. You're not teaching them the impact it has on you. You're not teaching them the negative effect it has on your mental health when you interact with it in a negative way. You're not teaching the effect it has when you go around just having sex everywhere. It doesn't. As a parent, as an auntie, as an uncle, as a godfather, as a godmother, it is your duty to have uncomfortable conversation with children. The school system will teach you about the big topics, but because they don't go into the full discussion, your children are going to learn from the internet. And I'm going to ask you a question. Do you really want your young people to be finding out about the world, doing their own research? Genuine question. Yes, I'm getting angry because this is something that is passionate to me. Do you really think that if you teach young people that, hey, little kids, use protection, that they will not have sex? That they will understand their bodies are special and that they should not be taking part in sexual activity at such a young age? That there's consequences to this? There are diseases. You can have children. It affects you mentally. Your self-worth can be affected. Do you really think young kids understand this? But what parents do, parents think, oh, they're gonna learn it at school. They will know all this. Parents really think children think like them. They don't. They don't. Children are going to go on the internet and they're going to use social media to ask questions, to experiment. Their friends are going to brag about what they have done. And this is why I'm saying social media is a net negative. If you think I am lying, comment down below. Let's have an engagement. Harold is saying, bro, bye. What? That's fine. House rules are must. There we go, Harold. So the UK is supposed to educate the way you want. It's the UK, bruv. He's right, though. What I am saying is this, right? The school system has a duty to educate at a standard level, right? And I think that is a good thing. I am not saying the education system needs to change. even though I think it does, what I am saying is that parents are thinking that the education system is teaching your children everything they need to know to have safe sex, to know how to budget, to know what to do when they're peer pressured, to know how to handle bullies, to know how to handle money. They actually think that the school system is teaching their children everything that they need to know. What I am saying is the school system will teach children the basics. And it is your job as a parent when your kids come home and they say, hey, parents, we learned about money. And it's a parent's duty now when the kid says that for the parents to be like, let's discuss as a family money, how it works, how we do it, how to use it, the pros, the cons. Parents are not doing that. They are throwing everything to the school system. And they are shocked when kids turn out in a manner that they did not expect. Why? Because you didn't parent your kid. Yes, I know that you can do everything right and your kids can still turn out different. But ask yourself genuinely, are you doing everything to educate your kids? A parent is an educator. If you have a kid, your job is to educate your kid. Facts. That's your job. It is not to just put clothes on their back and chuck them to school and say school will teach them. No, they should be learning at home. Every time they're in your house, they should be learning because your job is to teach them. And as they go to school, they are exposed to other teachings. But when they come to your home, they should be taught your rules. I am not saying we should give the education system the responsibility to train our kids up because that's a parent's job. That's all I'm saying. I have a few comments here. You guys are really engaging. Yes, but with limitations. You need to educate. Common sense. Parents need to put in an environment of safety, for real. Parents teach children how to learn and how to say no. I agree. A parent's duty is to teach a child how to learn how to say no. Thank you, Wisdom is Mine. And welcome back to my channel. Harold, where you come to us, we don't come to you. Suck it up and shut up. Okay, thank you for your comment, Harold. Wisdom. School says call 911 if parents irritate them. But that leads to a lot of misunderstanding. I understand. Yes, schools do say that if your parents are mistreating you or you feel like you're in danger, call 911. But don't be a cowardly parent. Have the hard conversations. Even if it annoys your kids, have a debate. Because this is the thing. Your kids are being exposed to these things. If you think by not talking about them that your kids won't be affected by them, you are being stupid. Have the conversations. You know, when I was growing up, parents would avoid conversations because they're like, oh, the kids are too young. The kids don't know this. Whereas in school, the kids are having debates about sex, about pornography, about smoking, about drinking, about money, about gangs. Kids are discussing these things with their friends. Parents are like, oh, my little kid, oh, they're not, they're so innocent. Parents have to get the wool out of their eyes. It's your duty to have these conversations. And if you don't have these conversations, somebody else will. And if somebody else exposes your kids to this, your kid will not have the context of safety. Your responsibility is to teach your kid how to be safe, how to be wise, and how to engage. But if somebody else teaches your kid that, they will engage differently. And it might not be in the manner you want. They might be curious at a young age and engage in sexual behaviors when you as a parent don't want that. If you don't educate your kids in the pros and cons and tell them your story, if they engage in it, you have no right to complain. I've said it. You cannot complain when your child does something that you did not educate them about. And if you say, oh, it's common sense, I call lies. That is a lie. This thing of, oh, kids need to have common sense and the school will teach them. No, it's your responsibility as a parent, as an auntie, as an uncle, as a godmother, as a godfather, as a friend, to understand that kids are sponges. If you do not educate them, somebody else will. And somebody else might not have the same motives you do. Wisdom. Oh, another comment saying, my granddaughter was taught in school that you can be gay also. I don't agree with that. I think that you should educate your kids before the school educates your kids. Why? Because the first time you tell a kid something, you are controlling the narrative. I am not saying control the children. I am saying you want to be able as a parent, because it is your right, to teach your children in the way that you think is best. You have your own opinions about sexuality. For example, you said personally that your granddaughter was taught about being gay. Since you don't think that is good, that they should be taught at a young age, educate them about what they're going to be taught about, and about your opinions, and about what you believe in and what you want for their life, right? I believe that too. I believe that you should definitely teach your children about the world before the school does, because the school will give them a narrative. If your narrative is being gay is wrong, and your kids go to school and learn that it's okay, you can't get mad at the school. You can't, because it is your duty to educate your children in the way that you think is right. Right and wrong depends on who is teaching the story, right? So you determine right and wrong. And as a parent, you're meant to teach your kids right and wrong. And if you as a grandmother think being gay is wrong, teach your kid that. It's your responsibility. The issue that I have is when parents think that the school would teach their kids right from wrong. They don't. Parents should teach their children common sense. Educators don't give common sense and wisdom. That is the fact. I know teachers personally. This is not a dig at teachers, because teachers are amazing. Teachers need praise because they have to do what a lot of people can't do. But a teacher is not a parent. Even though teachers can be parents, but teachers are not responsible to parent children. Their job is to teach the syllabus. A teacher's job is to educate a child to be able to grow up and pass more exams and work in a job. That's a teacher's job. I have a comment from BirdGuy45. I am not going to read your comment. It is racist and I won't engage with you. I have Wisdom saying, define education is skills builder, but not provide common sense. But okay, so education builds skills and not common sense, correct? Bird Guy, again, racist comment, not gonna engage. Let me, Harold is back. If I went to Africa or whatever nation and demanded English culture, they would either kill me or laugh at me. You are not listening to what I'm saying. I am not saying let us impose my belief system on the education system. That is not what I am saying. What I am saying is this. Social media is a net negative. I am not saying we need to change it. We need to stop it. I am saying let us be realistic that social media has had a much bigger negative impact on people's lives than it has had a positive impact on people's lives. That's the fact I am saying. And yes, if you're going to Africa and you try and impose your belief systems, they'll laugh at you. If you're going to Asia, you're going to America, I am not trying to impose my beliefs on you. What I am saying is that open your eyes and see the realities of what social media has done to people's lives. If all you see is the good, then that's all you see. What I am saying here is that just because you have seen the positive side of it doesn't mean that that is everybody's experience. And if you are going to go through life and have children, or you have aunties or nieces or nephews, be realistic and make sure that you understand that people can have a negative viewpoint and experience, because bullying is rampant, peer pressure is rampant, and kids are being exposed to things at too early an age. So it is a net negative. There is 29 votes. 55 of you guys are saying, well, percentage are saying that social media is a net negative, and 45% of you guys are saying, no, it is not. I'm not gonna lie, I think it is a net negative. Don't tell us how to raise our kids. That's your opinion. You can raise your kids how you want, but your job is to safeguard them. Let's be realistic. Yes, you can raise your kids how you want, but if you raise them in a manner that puts them in danger, your kids will be taken from you. So yes, you can say, okay, I shouldn't tell you how to raise your kids, but the state has some rules that you have to follow. Your kids have to be in education from a certain age until they're like 16, 17. If they're not, there will be questions. If you raise your kids to be bullies, there are consequences. If you raise your kids to be anorexic, there's consequences. If you raise your kids in an environment of stress and peer pressure, there are consequences. So yes, I can't tell you how to raise your kids. What I can tell you is that raising your kids in certain manners, like throwing your kids in school and assuming that the school will educate them in every way, is foolishness. I've said it. Your job as a parent is to train your kids in however way you want, but you have to do the work. Parents are being lazy. Social media is failing young people. It's a fact. Let's go back. Wisdom. Education just gives skills and not common sense. Yes, we've discussed that. He's not telling anyone how to raise their kids. He's just speaking facts. I agree, Boiling Frog. Thank you. Another racist comment from Bird Guy. Thank you for coming. I'm not going to engage with you. Another comment. Not going to engage with you on that one. So guys, I'm not going to block you, Bird Guy. I should block you. I'm not going to block you because I don't think you are listening to what I'm saying. And you know what? This is why I love YouTube. YouTube allows me access to everybody, right? You guys can talk to me. I've had people from UKIP talk to me. I've had people from different beliefs talk to me. So if you don't like me, thank you for coming. Please feel free to leave. I won't block you. I can, because I want this place to be a place where you can speak freely. Even if I don't agree with you, I still want this community to be a place where you are able to speak your mind. So, Bird Guy, you are being very racist in the comment chat. I'm not going to engage with you. But thank you for coming. And you know what? I want you guys to feel like you're able to ask questions. I don't appreciate racism in the chat, but for all you guys that are defending me or defending what I'm saying, thank you. And this is why I do YouTube. You guys don't understand me or understand why I'm here live on a Saturday at 11:32 p.m. GMT, right? You don't understand me because I am doing this for free. I am not making money off this. You think I'm being paid for doing this, guys? No, I am. At the making of this live right now, I am not monetized on YouTube on this channel. Do you really think this is my only channel? Do you really think this is my first time on YouTube? I've been doing this since 2015. But I chose to make this channel and this account recently because I wanted to make a community where you guys can have a conversation with me. And it's free. I don't make money from this. I make money elsewhere. So bird guy, thank you for coming here. I'm gonna ignore you going forward. Wisdom. Sex is just education from school, but it doesn't teach how practically it ruins lives if done wrongly. Living together is wrong because sex after marriage is something school doesn't teach. I agree with you, wisdom is mine. I believe that sex before marriage is wrong. I believe that sex done wrong is a negative. The impact it has on your mental health is big. When young people think that sex is a game and they engage with it like they're engaging with takeaway, they don't realize the impact it has on you. If you have had sex outside of marriage and get married, there is an impact that you will feel when you get married. Versus if you have abstained from sex and then gotten married, it's different. These are things that education will not teach because that is the job of the parents to teach. Boiling frog, you don't have to listen, and that is true. Boiling, does he pay you shillings? Guys, you guys are really engaging. I'm short 11 saying hello, hello, hello. Then I'm short saying triple K. So okay. I have Nasta 777 saying, hey, why aren't you picking up your phone? Okay. Nice comment there. Don't know who you are. I have Carter back again saying, woo. Okay. You are kind. Okay. I have Billy saying, new to the channel, just subbed. Thank you, Billy. We are trying to get to 200 subscribers by Christmas, guys. I know it's a very crazy goal, but I didn't choose this goal. Harry Fenny, I think you and another subscriber chose this goal. You guys decided that I should aim for 200 subscribers. So I'm gonna have faith that you guys can do it, okay? Carter, I just subbed. Thank you, you absolute legend. Billy, exactly. Boiling Frog, at Armor Shot, you should say out to his face. Carter, he's a G. Well done. I get paid shillings, Boiling Frog. Carter, don't listen to them. It's okay. I like your content. Thank you, Carter. And Boiling Frog. You know what, guys? You guys have really engaged today. You really have. But this is the truth that I've been talking to you guys about. Social media is a net negative. What I am going to do is I'm going to let you guys ask me a question. I've been reading your comments. I've seen you, Boiling Frog. I've seen you, Harold. I've seen you, Carter. I've seen you, Zach. I see all you guys in the comments chat. So please feel free to ask me a question down below. Bear with me. Sorry for being rude. You know what? This is why I don't ban people. I don't think you're being rude. I just think that we have different opinions. I think it's healthy to have discussions with people that differ. Do you have any political views? Somewhat. Carter, who is your favorite football player? I would say right now my favorite football player is Lamine Yamal. The only reason why right now I think he's my favorite player right now is because of the fact that for such a young age he's making such an impact in the game, and it's exciting young people to play the game again. So that's why. Um, do I have any political views? I do, but I don't talk about it. He is good. I agree, Carter. Lamine Yamal is a good player. I have political views, but they don't matter. They don't matter because what matters more is what you guys think. My politics should not be imposed on you. You know this thing about left leaning, right leaning, far left, far right, alt left, all these little political things don't matter. I want to talk to everybody. If you are a person, I want to talk to you. Simple as that. But let me go back to my previous claim. I believe that social media is a net negative. I believe that young people are being affected by social media to such an extent that the positives do not outweigh the negatives. If we look at I think I spoke about Japan, for example. They have a term called hikikomori. If you watch an anime called Welcome to the NHK, it has like 18 plus type of topics like depression, anxiety, suicide, sexuality, in terms of what happens when a young person spends all their time on social media. That anime kind of is one reason why I really think that social media does have a negative impact on the world, in terms of I know people who, because of social media, feel like they have done something. Because they're able to talk to friends on social media, they feel like they are being sociable. But one thing is lost when you use social media, and that is you lose the skills needed to do life. I'm going to talk just a little bit about dating culture, so you guys will know what I mean. Dating culture has been negatively affected by, social media, should I say, has negatively affected dating. Social media has made the dating pool 10 times harder. It has. The reason why I say that it has is because in the past, when you were a young person, the people you would date would be those around your area, right? So let's say within a 10-mile area of your house, you are looking for a partner. The chances that your partner would be someone local to you would be like 90%, 95%, which means that if you were the kind of person that was not so good looking in terms of how the world perceives good looking, you still had access to date other people that the world would view as very beautiful, right? So there was a balance. It meant that very beautiful people were able to date and marry people that could be perceived as very ugly or not appealing. So if you are somebody that was shy, somebody that was struggling to make friends, because of dating culture and the fact that you would only date those around you, it meant that the options you had were actually more. You had more options when you were only able to make friends with people around you than now. What I mean by that is this, right? Social media has allowed people to date across borders, to date across towns, to date across cities, to date not just based upon where you are physically located, which means that if you are an attractive person, the chances of you dating somebody in your local area is almost zero, right? Which means that somebody who is struggling to make connections will find it almost difficult to date. Because now, if you want to date someone locally, you can't, because everyone that is local is online and they're looking for people who are not local. They want to reach connections, right? So it makes it 10 times harder to connect with people, because previously the people you would date would be the people you know. Now when you're dating, you have to go outside of your comfort zone and date online. Hinge, Tinder, all these dating tools. I don't know. I haven't been on the market for years now, so I don't know what other dating apps. Hot or Not, is that still going on? Bear with me, guys. Okay, sorry. Here we go. Let me first go into the comments. I have a comment from a few guys. I have Carter saying, "But I listened and you were kind." Thank you, Carter. I really appreciate it. How many subs do I have? Before I went live today, I had 109. I don't know how many I've gained today. Kim, welcome back, Kim. Hey, bro. Welcome, Kim. Really appreciate you coming back. I know last time we spoke about loss and death, so welcome back to this channel. Carter is back. You're improving my day, even a small channel like me. You keep on going, but I'm thinking about giving up. Giving up what, Carter? Why do you want to give up? Small channels need to keep on going. Trust me. How are you, bro? I am doing good, thank you. And how are you doing, Carter? No, Carter, Kim. Last time we spoke, I know we spoke about how tough life is. I hope things are doing better for you now. Carter saying me. You are right, bro. Life is a game changer for me. I agree. My channel. How big is your channel, Carter? I'm fine, thank you. Thanks for asking. Oh, yeah, welcome. No problem. No problem. Yeah, life is a game, as I spoke last time. And anyway, let's continue our conversation. So, small channels, don't give up, Carter. I have been doing YouTube for a very, very long time. I started YouTube in 2013 and I've had about 4 or 5 channels, right? And it's been difficult. I don't know how long you've been trying, but since 2013, I have been posting every year on different channels. And can I tell you the truth? I have another channel that has over 1,000 followers. That channel took me over 10 years to get to 1,000 followers, right? So every year I was getting around 100 followers a year, right? I am not joking with you. Now, on that channel, I hit about 1,000 followers within, 10 years. But something changed in December last year. In December last year, I chose to work harder. And within 11 months, I got an extra 360 followers. So I got 3 times my normal amount. You only have 3 subscribers. Okay. Let me give you a little trick. My channel only had 26 subscribers 21 days ago. I went from 23 subscribers up until where I am right now. Kim, you have 82 subscribers. I'm going to give you the secret to increase your channel in a month. If you follow what I'm telling you, you will get to at least 100 subscribers in 1 month. Trust me, this is what you have to do. YouTube will not let you go live until you hit 50 subscribers, right? So the first job is try and upload as much as possible, right? Upload every day. When you first start uploading, your quality will not be amazing. At the first, it's not about quality. It's just about uploading, right? Then go to every single friend you know and say, please subscribe to my channel, right? YouTube promotes you when they see you uploading. The second you hit 50 subscribers, you need to verify your account on YouTube. Once you've done that, go live. I have gone from 23 subscribers up until where I am right now because I have gone live and I have made a community. So your job is to just aim for that 50. Once you hit 50, you are golden. YouTube is promoting YouTube lives a lot more now. Why do you think I go live on YouTube? When I post a video on YouTube, even on my channel right now, I will get 1 view. I will get 2 views. I will get 3 views if I'm lucky. But if you go live, YouTube promotes your live because they're trying to push it. That's why I'm doing this. I want to reach people because YouTube Live is the best way to reach people. Another way to do it for you, Carter, is go on TikTok. TikTok, you're able to post and get a lot more views than YouTube. Link it to your YouTube channel. So whenever you post on your on a TikTok, talk about your channel on YouTube. Ask people to go there to your channel. And this is how you can do this. I've done this for 10 years and I'm not big yet, by the way. I have a couple thousand followers. In the grand scheme of things, I am nothing. I am tiny. So don't give up. I'm begging you, don't give up. I want to see you grow. It took me 10 years of hard work. Mom doesn't let me have TikTok. That means you must be very, very young then. You know what? That's a good thing. TikTok is not good for social media in terms of mental health. I don't use it that much. I only use it to promote my channel. So that's fair. Anyway, let me go back to dating. What I was saying was this. Dating has been a bad thing when it comes to social media. They are more, I'm going to put it this way, right? Females are dating more than ever, and males are more single than ever. You're 11, Carter. Okay, at 11 years old, I agree with your mom. I don't think it's smart to have TikTok because of the way that it works. Even though YouTube kind of works the same now, but there we go. I hate TikTok, bro. Kim, thank you. So I was talking about this dating world we're in right now. So there's these Tinders and Hinges and stuff. So the dating market right now has been a net negative in terms of social media. Everybody hates dating apps. I'm dating. Well, I'm glad to hear you're dating. I'm happy for you, Carter. Dating is harder because social media has created men and women that don't know how to date anymore. Before, you had to be brave. Men are not as brave as they used to be anymore. Previously, a man could be brave in real life. A man had to, you know what, get the courage, find the girl, walk up to the girl, and say hi in person. Dating online has changed the game because now men can send out 1,000 messages and there is no bravery in that. That means that now dating is 10 times harder. It is. This is why I'm saying social media is a net negative. It has made it harder for people to find relationships. You know what? I believe if social media was not created, more people would be married right now or dating. Kim, who is Carter, bro? I think this person is your friend. Carter, I don't know him. You are right, bro. Yeah, I don't know any of you guys, but you guys keep coming back to my live, and for that, I am saying thank you. Thank you for coming back to my live stream. Okay, Carter, sorry for that. What I am going to do, guys, is I've been going live for how long now? For 1 hour, 21 minutes. This has been my longest live stream. Guys, thank you for coming. Please subscribe. I am going live every single day. So tomorrow, come in again and tune in. This is day 21. So tune in tomorrow for day 22. My goal is to get to 200 subscribers by Christmas. So guys, please subscribe. Carter, it's because it's good education. Well, you know what? I am glad that you think of my channel as good education. But guys, thanks for watching. Carter, thanks for coming. Thank you, Kim. Thank you. Who else came today, actually? Thank you, Boiling Frog. Thank you, Wisdom is Mine. Who else came today? Thank you, Herod. Shout out to you. Who else came as well? Boiling Frog again. Herod. There we go. Thank you, Buster. Thank you, Baby Yoda, for coming. You know what I'm gonna do? Kim, I am going to make you a moderator. Next time, so tomorrow, Kim, if you want, I can make you a moderator. That way, if anyone sends hate, you can be in charge of it because I ain't got time for that. What time tomorrow? Oh, no need for thanks. Oh, you're welcome, Kim. You've shared your story with me, and you come live. Tomorrow I'm going to try and go live a little early, so I'm going to go live around like maybe 10 or 11 a.m. We'll see. But if you are able to make it, happy days. But see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and yes, peace.